Today we're taking a look at the brand new 2024 RX-8 from Hoyt Archery. Just a reminder guys, head on over to mikesarchery.com to pick up any of our latest logo gear. We got plenty of hats and shirts as well as any gear you might need for your next adventure. Welcome back to Mike's Archery, and today we are taking a look at the brand new 2024 lineup from Hoyt, and we have got their new carbon bow, the RX-8. This bow is coming to you with some great specs for this year. The speeds on this bow are at 342 feet per second with an axle to axle of 30 and 9/16, giving it an overall cam to cam length at 35 1/4. Now the brace height on this bow is 6 1/8 inches, and then the advertised weight on this bow is coming to you at 4 pounds even. Now we took it out of the box as we always do, threw it on the scale, and we got 4.6 out of the box. It doesn't have any dampeners. We took a couple other little things off of it, like the stubby stabilizer and whatnot, got it down to 4.4 pounds. So coming in a little over what the advertised weight is, but still one of the lighter bows out there on the market, which it should be, being a carbon riser. Now the draw length options on this new cam, and it is a new redesigned cam for this year, is going to take this shorter RX-8 all the way from 25 inches out to 30 inches in draw length. So if you're that guy that needs a longer draw length, you're going to want to look at the RX-8 Ultra. However, for you short draw guys, going all the way to 25 is going to fit pretty much everybody on that lower end of things. Now the draw weight option on the RX-8, as Hoyt has had for several years, you can get this bow all the way from 40 pounds out to 80 pounds. So every 10-pound increment, I believe there's a 65 option in there as well. You can get this bow if you want that extra heavy weight out there at 80 pounds, or you want something much lighter, maybe one of you ladies, or just you're getting older and you want to back the poundage down, you can certainly outfit yourself in a carbon riser with a lighter weight bow. Now one of the changes we did notice on the new cam is the let-off option. Traditionally, last few years, Hoyt has had 80 and 85% adjustability on that mod. For this year, you've got an extra 75% position on that module, so you can move that and get a higher holding weight, which is appealing to some guys, especially on the target side of things, or if you just want a little more holding weight to get off the shot cleaner. Now, as we look at some of the features on this new bow with the new redesign, the cams are the big change this year. So you've got the new HBX Xact Cam system, giving you a lot more option and adjustability on the cams. Now with those modules, you've got 3 module sets for this year. The last several years they've given you a 2 and 3. This year there is a number 1, number 2, and number 3 base module option, which is going to give you the most effective performance at every draw length on this setup. One of the other changes for this is you're going to have that 1/4 inch adjustment in your draw length, as well as that adjustability on 75, 80, and 85% let off. So you're really going to be able to micro tune this bow to fit you exactly and give you the perfect feel that you want. Now also on that let off option, you've got an extra foot on there that can be positioned in a hard and extra hard back wall. Now that is going to give you just a better feel. Now we've shot this bow on the standard hard back wall, and it is really solid on that. But now if you want that extra hard back wall, you're going to be able to adjust that foot on that module to get a rock solid back wall, similar to what you see in a limb stop. Now one of the other changes with the new cam is the 1/4 inch threaded axles. So you've got a beefed up axle on this bow. The threaded option is going to give you a little more longevity on the bearings if you're the guy that's shooting a lot, and just as changing that out makes it a little easier to move things around. Now with that threaded axle, we were hoping to see something in the tuning market from Hoyt that was going to change. They did change a little bit with their shims. They went to an all aluminum shim system in between these cams, doing away with that nylon shim that they've had the last several years. So it's going to definitely be a shim that's going to hold up better and work a little better over time, but it is still a shim system. If you've got to adjust this bow to get your perfect tear and get the perfect setup for your shooting ability, you're going to have to still move shims, pull the axles, pop those in and out. It is nice with the tools, so it's a little easier with that, but we were hoping to see something there more along the lines of what we have seen from some of the other manufacturers to make tuning a little easier. Now as we look at the new limbs, they do have a new B2 pocket and limb system there that is beefier and wider. It's going to give you a 2 3/4 inch overall limb stance with a 7/8 inch wide limb. Now that is about 3/16 of an inch wider than what we saw on last year's bows. So These bows are going to have a wider platform that's going to give you more stability in your shot. The other thing we noticed on the new cam is the new cam foot as well. It's just a little bump on the end of the top and bottom cam. It's got a little rubber O-ring type system there on it. Just going to allow you to keep the bow up off the ground and keep that cam track out of the dirt. It works in conjunction with the new 2.0 Go sticks. It just allows to keep the cam track, everything clean, something that most manufacturers have not addressed over the last several years. When you set your bow down, you're going to eliminate some dinging if you're on a hard surface, and obviously keeping any dirt and debris out of your strings and cables and the cam track. And one of the other things that Hoyt mentioned is a new thinner grip. It's still the Vital Point grip, still has a great feel. It's not something that we really noticed because we really like the grip on the Hoyt already, but it is supposedly a little bit thinner than what the Vital Point was in the past. Now, all their new bows are coming with their new wire WRX strings, and that is going to be a premium string system on the new Hoyt. So there's going to be no need for changing these out to an aftermarket premium string, because what Hoyt is putting out is a proprietary string system that is going to show very little to no peep rotation or creep out of these strings. Now, one of the other features that Hoyt has mentioned is their new longer effective axle to axle. It's about 7/8 of an inch longer axle to axle, effectively at full draw. So as we break that down for you into layman's terms, that just means these limbs flex less as you get to full draw. They're getting more efficiency out of less movement on the limbs. And so when you get to full draw with this bow, effectively that axle to axle did not compress as far, and this bow is actually 7/8 of an inch longer from axle to axle at full draw than what their bows have been in the past. The color stayed pretty similar for this year, except for the new Tombstone Gray, which is a great looking color. You've still got several solid options there with Bourbon, Wilderness, and of course Black. And then you've got a great option on all your camo patterns with Realtree Edge, QU Verde 2.0, Subalpine, Elevated 2, that Raptor Origin, and then you've got your special makeups for Bone Collector in Realtree and a Bone Collector Black, as well as your Cam Hanes Keep Hammering in that Raptor camo and also in black there as well. Now, the price point of these bows did go up a little bit for 2024. We are seeing these carbon bows coming in at $19.49. So a little bump up was not unexpected from most manufacturers. And with this carbon bow, it is something that happened for this year. So you're seeing about a $50 price bump out of Hoyt on their carbon risers. Now, some of the things that did stay the same with Hoyt is, of course, all their inline system. You've still got that great pick rail system for a sight, and there's a lot of new options coming on the market every day. So you can pick out your favorite sight to get a pick rail mount. You've still got your QAD integrated rest system on the back, so you can get that as well as a lot of other rest options that keep coming to market to be able to use that dovetail and inline system there. Their quiver inline system is still going to work with this setup. Those didn't change for this year, and you've still got all your standard features that you've had in the past with the lower short stabilizer. Your standard stabilizer holds all the noise reduction, but they did do away with the limb dampeners for this year because they are getting more quiet, more efficient without putting limb dampeners in these bows. So overall, we've got a great package with some awesome features here from Hoyt. So now we're going to step back to the lane and we're going to shoot this bow over the chronograph and give you a breakdown, as we always do, of the speeds and noise rating on this bow using a 29-inch draw length, 85% let off on 70 pounds. All right, so we have stepped back here to the lane and we have got the new RX-8 in our hands, and we're going to shoot this over the chronograph and give you the breakdown of how this bow performs as well as how it feels, just all those specs that we always give you. As always, 29-inch draw length, 70 pounds, and on 85% let off. So starting with a 350 grain arrow, we got this bow at 314 feet per second. With a 400 grain arrow, it drops down to 294, and with a 450 grain arrow, we got 280 feet per second, and then with a 500 grain arrow, we got 270 feet per second. So overall, pretty solid numbers of what we see out of most of these bows anymore. It's getting pretty decent performance and speeds at those specs. Now, as far as the decibel readings on this bow, we're coming in at like 96.3 decibels, and that is pretty much where we see most bows. It's a nice, quiet hunting bow. I know everybody advertises them quieter every year. It's hard to tell without even having a meter. It's almost impossible. So overall, these bows are a great, quiet hunting bow. And if you like the carbon feel, this bow does not have that kick in your hand like a carbon normally does. It's got a great roll through on the back wall as far as the draw curve is concerned, and it just drops in there nice and easy. It's really smooth coming over. You know, it's just overall exactly what we expected from Hoyt for this year. Even though they redesigned that cam, they still kept a great feel. The grip, even though they say it's a little thinner, we've messed around with it. It feels very, very similar to last year's grip, and we do like that grip. It's probably one of our favorite grips on the market right now on any bow company. So overall, the after shot on this bow, very dead in the hand. Again, it doesn't have that kick like we've seen in the past. These carbon bows just keep getting better and better and feeling better. Of course, the warm to the touch feel on these risers, if that's something that concerns you, you've got it there. You're going to save a few ounces, but if you want to be the guy with the latest and the greatest and the coolest stuff and the carbon riser, you're going to pay for it. But Hoyt started it, and they continue to innovate with it, still making a fantastic carbon bow for this year. So if it's something that you're looking for, be sure and give us a call at Mike's Archery. Jump on the website and see what we got, because as always, we've still got all the Hoyt accessories. If you can't find them at your local pro shop, we've got them online there. You can check them out, and we'll get you all the great Hoyt accessories and logo gear headed your way. But if you're looking for one of the new RX-8s, we've got them in stock here at Mike's Archery. Come grab one, shoot one, see what you think.